Good. So moving on to our next variance, sir, this is gonna be very tricky, ma. Very, very tricky. So pay complete attention here. See, out of the entire variances, now there are only two elements that are actually very tricky to understand. One is the fixed overhead variances, then the other one is the mixed variances. Okay, mixed variances is also a little bit tricky to understand for the students, but it's not really difficult. But yeah, we'll see about that. Let's not worry about it. See this fixed overhead variances very carefully. Total fixed overhead variance is split into two parts. Now, what are those two parts? One is the fixed overhead expenditure variance, and the second one is the volume variance. See, expenditure variance, and the second one is volume variance. Now, what is this expenditure variance, sir? Did you spend more amount than the budgeted or less amount than the budgeted expected? Okay, did you overspend or did you underspend? That is the expenditure variance. Then coming to the volume part, sir, please understand fixed overhead can be absorbed on the basis of number of units or number of labor hours or number of machine hours or ABC, whatever it is. So volume is the key factor out there. So volume variance is related to your absorption. See, did the organization absorb more than the expected or less than the expected? This could be because of two reasons. What are the two reasons, sir? Because of the capacity change or because of the efficiency change. Okay, sir, what are we trying to understand here? Very simply speaking, suppose if I am absorbing on the basis of labor hours or machine hours, whatever it is. So while absorbing the fixed overheads, I expected labor hours, maximum labor hours are 10,000 hours. But actually what happened, labor worked overtime and the actual labor hours went to 12,000. That is surplus capacity than what we actually expected. That is covered under the capacity variance. Okay, sir, labor did not work efficiently. That is covered under your efficiency variance. Okay, please keep in mind here. First, we talk about the actual expenditure versus the budgeted expenditure. Then we talk about the absorption, over absorption or under absorption, which is again split into capacity variance and efficiency variance. Now, if you think very carefully, pay complete attention here. Sir, if I'm following marginal costing system in my company, do I have absorption? Do I have the concept of absorption if I follow marginal costing? No, right? Under marginal costing, we just go with the contribution based calculation, and fixed costs are considered to be a period cost. They are not added to the cost per unit calculation. So what will happen? Automatically the entire, very good, fixed costs are considered to be period cost. So the entire concept of absorption is gone. Volume variance will not be there at all if I'm following marginal costing. No need to worry about marginal costing at all. Volume variance if I'm following marginal costing. Look at this. The marginal costing system, overheads are not absorbed. Amount spent is simply written off to the statement of profit and loss as a period cost. So marginal system costing, only the fixed overhead variance is the difference between what was budgeted and what is actually spent. That's all. Okay, so now let me just very quickly go to this, and fixed cost I will write C below at 1. Sales we will go to 2. Okay, if required, otherwise we'll directly do it there. Now coming to the fixed cost variances. Fixed cost variance. One is the expenditure variance. So this is actual fixed cost minus budgeted fixed cost, or else budgeted fixed cost minus actual fixed cost, whatever you want to do. I don't care about that. Budgeted fixed cost minus actual fixed cost. It is the expenditure part. And the second one is the volume variance. FOH fixed overheads volume variance. Now this volume, okay, this is nothing but over or under absorption. This is again because of two reasons. What are the two reasons? One is because of the capacity variance and the other one is because of the efficiency variance. Okay. Now look at this one. If we are following absorption costing, we know what happens under absorption costing. The overheads are absorbed on the basis of labor hours or machine hours, or sometimes based on the volume also, but very rarely we do that. Under absorption costing, we use an overhead absorption rate to absorb the overheads. Variances will occur if the absorption rate itself is incorrect. Overhead absorption rate that we will use now, if that is wrong, automatically we will get overhead over absorption or under absorption thing, just as we will get the over absorption or under absorption. So with absorption costing, we calculate the fixed overhead expenditure variance and the fixed overhead volume variance. So the volume variance can be further split into a capacity variance and efficiency variance. Now look at these things, ma. So your expenditure variance is nothing but the difference between the actual and budgeted. But please be careful, standard rate has to be taken, ma. Sir, while preparing the budget, very carefully you listen to me, while preparing the budget, fixed overheads, what we will do it like number of hours into rate, or we'll say that okay, for this particular period fixed overheads are $100,000. Do we do it like material labor variable, like number of units into quantity per unit? Do we do that, or we just say that okay, this is the overall budgeted fixed overheads? We do it per unit or overall? That's the question, if you did not understand it. We do it on an overall basis. Very good. Just a second, guys. Okay. Overall. Okay, good. So please understand, this standard rate is nothing but just the division of the overall budgeted fixed overheads divided by the budgeted number of hours. That's it, ma'am. Whatever labor hours you are taking or machine hours, whatever hours you are taking, that hours. If you are going by volume, then replace the budgeted hours with quantity. All this in all the places you take the standard quantities. Okay. Budgeted quantity, not standard quantity. Budgeted quantity you have to take here. Budgeted quantity or budgeted hours, whatever you want to do. Okay, now let's see here. So that is what I wrote here, budgeted fixed cost minus actual fixed cost. So budgeted fixed cost can be calculated as budgeted hours into budgeted rate. Budgeted hours into budgeted rate. Actual fixed cost would be actual hours into actual rate. Actually, fixed overheads are not incurred on the basis of hours at all, but we have to do like that, just to understand the breakup. That's all, because we are following absorption. Otherwise, it won't be required only. You can directly do the difference between total fixed budgeted cost and the total actual fixed cost. That's it. Now, coming into the capacity variance. So please look at the difference very carefully. Capacity variance is the difference between, I don't know why there is so much space. Capacity variance is the difference between the budgeted hours minus actual hours. Sir, what? Budgeted hours and actual hours multiplied by the budgeted rate. Sir, why? See, isn't that what we discussed for the capacity? Look, did the employees work more or less than the budgeted hours? If they are machinery or the labor, if they are working over and above the budgeted hours, that's the capacity variance. How much how many hours they worked. Okay, and the efficiency is always compared with the standard. Very confusing, I know. efficiency is always depending upon the standard, correct? So efficiency variance is calculated as standard hours minus actual hours, or actual hours minus standard hours, whatever you want to do it, into the standard rate. Actually, I should go by actual hours minus standard hours. I'll do that. No, just a second. Standard hours minus actual hours. Capacity has to be actual hours minus budgeted hours. Yes. Okay. So budgeted, we assumed that 1000 hours we will work. Okay, maximum we can work for 1000 hours. But actually we worked for 1100 hours. That means that because of capacity, because of increasing the number of units and all, we were able to work for additional hours. Okay. Chalo. So now if I expand this, what will happen? Actual hours into budgeted rate, actual hours into budgeted rate or standard rate. Same thing in case of fixed overheads. There is no standard rate as such. Budgeted rate and standard rate are the same thing because it's just overhead absorption rate. So AH into BR and AH into BR, here a plus and here a minus, so they both will get cancelled. So you will get budgeted hours into budgeted rate and standard hours into budgeted rate. So this will give you what is the standard versus what is the budget. And this will give you the difference between budget and budget and the actual expenditure. Fixed overhead expenditure variance. Sir, this is nothing but the difference between कितना होना था कितना हुआ बस. बजट के हिसाब से कितना होना है फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स, एक्चुअली कितना स्पेंड किया तुमने, दोनों का डिफरेंस इज एक्सपेंडिचर वेरिएंस. बजट के हिसाब से कितना होना है, एक्चुअली कितना हुआ है. Okay, did you get your doubt clarified, ma? In books BFC is different calculated. What BFC is different calculated? Budgeted hours into standard rate. What did I write here? Budgeted hours into budgeted rate. हाँ सर, फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स के लिए स्टैंडर्ड रेट एंड बजटेड रेट अलग नहीं रहता. Is that your doubt? Budgeted rate and standard rate, is that your doubt? That's what I was telling you. For fixed overheads you don't have the concept of standard rate and budgeted rate. Manish, this discussion I started with that point. I told you that for fixed overheads we don't create a budget based on number of hours into rate. We say that okay, this is the total amount of fixed overheads budget. So for our understanding purpose we break it down into hours and to rate and all. So standard rate and budgeted rate is same, ma. Don't need to worry about that. If that is your doubt, it's the same. Okay. Now BH into BR, AH into AR, ma. See, look at this. AH into AR, BH into SR. Okay, everywhere they are using SR, everywhere I'm using BR, ma. That's what I'm telling you. There is no difference between budgeted rate and standard rate for fixed overheads. So you can replace them. You can use them interchangeably. Okay. Sir, now please, let's do a quick summary of the entire fixed overheads to understand the essence of this. Okay. First point is, what do we always do, ma? What variance do we always calculate? Standard versus actual, not budgeted versus actual. We always find out the difference between standard and actual. Sir, but the ultimate goal is to calculate the difference between budgeted profit and actual profit. Na? Don't worry. The difference comes here. In the sales variances, we will talk about the difference between budget and standard directly over there. So don't worry about that. Whenever we are talking about all the costs, I already started our chapter with that. Never compare 500 and 400. Always compare 400 and 400. That's what I told you at the beginning of the chapter. For costs, we need to always compare standard versus actual. But if you see very carefully, here what are we comparing? What are we comparing here in case of expenditure variance? For expenditure variance, we are comparing budget versus actual. But we should compare standard versus actual here. Okay, sir, understood. Understood. But under marginal costing, there is no concept of standard fixed overheads. There is no concept only because you don't absorb them to the number of units and all that stuff. So there is no concept. That's where budget and standard will become the same for marginal costing. Marginal costing, fixed overheads, budgeted and standard are the same thing because there is no absorption concept. But when I come to the absorption costing basis, I create something called as standard fixed overheads. Sir, what is this? Standard fixed overheads. Whatever you absorb into the number of units. What is OAR? Absorption rate, na overhead absorption rate. Based on this rate only, you started consuming the production. You started consuming the cost of overheads into the product cost. So this is nothing but over absorption and under absorption is nothing but the difference between the standard FOH and actual FOH. Okay, it has to be the other way around to make more sense. Actual fixed overheads minus standard fixed overheads. This is what we are doing under the over absorption or under absorption. Sir, let's go back to our chapter 1 once. Jana hi padega mere ko. There is no alternative. Otherwise, you will not understand. So, if I go back to my beginning chapter of absorption costing, एक बार बहुत जल्दी absorption costing का revision करेंगे हम लोग because it is required for you to understand FOH. So let's see this absorption costing. What do we do, ma? First, we calculate the fixed overheads are absorbed into the budgeted units on the basis of overhead absorption rate. Okay. Then what do we do? Ma? Budgeted fixed. Once the absorption is completed, we compare that with the actual fixed overheads, and over absorption or under absorption is identified. Sir, what is the difference here? Standard versus actual, isn't it? Think very carefully. Think very carefully. This is what I told you then also. Just look at this example, guys. What happened here? You budgeted 152,000 as your fixed overheads. Based on that, you calculated an absorption rate and absorbed the fixed overheads into the number of units or whatever base. Here we took number of units as the basis. So we started absorbing. So actually we absorbed 177,000 into the units. This is what, ma? This is based on the standard. This is based on the standard. Sir, what is the standard? OAH is your standard. Overhead absorption rate is your standard. OAR. That's your standard. So based on that, what you did, you absorbed the fixed overheads into the cost per unit. So total 177 you absorbed. You compared that with what? Actual fixed overheads. But in this question, I told you, assuming budgeted and actual are the same things. But if there is a different actual cost, you'll compare the absorbed cost with the actual cost to understand over absorption or under absorption. So then what will happen to the difference between budgeted and actual? That will go into the expenditure variance. Now you are understanding. There are three elements, ma, here. So when I'm talking about FOH, fixed overheads, we get three elements: budget, standard, actual. So budget versus standard goes into the expenditure part. Standard versus actual comes into the this part. What is it called? Volume part. Okay. Got it. Good. Chalo, now going back to our variances very quickly. So here, if we are coming back to the variances part, so we have your budget versus actual here and actual versus standard here. Yeah. Cool. Done with this part. So let's go to the questions here. Yeah, here we are. So we have the expenditure variance calculated as the difference between actual cost. See, please see, that's why they did not write actual hours into actual rate. Ma. Fixed overheads are incurred as a total. We never do it as a split up basis, but again, for calculation purpose, we have to do it. Then your budgeted hours and budgeted standard rate or budgeted rate, whatever you want to call it. This is the expenditure part. Then moving on to the capacity. Capacity is the difference between the budgeted hours and the actual hours, budgeted and actual. Then efficiency is the difference between standard and actual. Okay. See, standard hours and the actual hours. That will give you the efficiency. Budgeted and actual will give you the capacity variance now. Is that clear? So here, let me just write it here so that you will remember. Capacity is what? The difference between the budgeted versus actual. And what is this efficiency variance? Efficiency is the difference between the standard and the actual. Correct? I wrote now. Where? Here I did not write. Above I wrote, but for these also I'm just writing here, just to be sure. Just to be sure, that's all. If I already wrote it there, then that's fine. Okay. What we have, how much time? 10, 15, 20 minutes we have in this session. Okay, cool. Then we'll do this question and then we'll move on to the next variances, sales variances, and then the mix and the, what was that? Yeah, mix variances only, the split up part of that. Those two. Then you'll have planning variance and performance variances. Then we'll be done with this chapter. Chalo. Look at this question. Do you want me to do a fixed overheads question? I guess it will be better if we do one question in fixed overheads. Then we'll wind it up. This part will finish the basic variances. So the following information is available for J Limited for the period 4. Budget fixed production overheads. Budgeted FOH is 22,960. Let's do this. So budgeted FOH, budgeted fixed cost is given as how much? 22,960. Okay, 22,960 is the budgeted fixed overheads given. Then number of units are 6520. Standard time to produce each unit is 2 hours. Okay, so standard hours is equal to 2 into 6560. 6560 units into 2 hours per unit. So that is how much? 6560 into 2. That is 13,120 hours. 13,120 hours. 13,120. Okay. Then actually what happened? Actual fixed production overheads are 24,200. Actual fixed production overheads are 24,200. Okay. Number of units are 6460. Okay, 6460 into labor hours is 12,600 hours. Okay, this is 6460 units, and labor hours are how much? 12,600. Okay, so can we figure out the actual rate from this? We can figure out, but there is no need for us to do the actual rate, ma. There is no need for us to calculate the actual rate, sir. Why, sir? Say I can do 24,200 divided by 12,600 to get the actual rate, but I don't really need that, because there is nowhere we will use the actual rate. We'll always use the budgeted rate only. So there is no point for me to calculate and find out the actual rate. I'll ignore that. So the difference between these two values is what? My expenditure variance, budgeted rate, budgeted variance, and sorry, budgeted and actual. The difference is fixed overhead expenditure variance. So what is the expenditure variance in this case? 22,960 is what we thought will be the cost. 24,200 is what we actually spent. So expenditure variance is an adverse variance of 1240. 1240 adverse variance we got in the fixed overhead expenditure variance. Everybody clear till that part? 1240 is the adverse variance. Everybody got that? Got it. Okay. Next one, sir. Talk about the capacity variance. Capacity variance is what? The difference between the actual hours and the budgeted hours. What was the budgeted hours? 13,120 is the budgeted hours. Actual hours is how much? 12,600 into budgeted rate is what? Budgeted rate is budgeted rate. Were we given the budgeted rate? We need to calculate budgeted rate. Okay, 22,960 is the total fixed overheads divided by 6,560 into 2 divided by total number of hours 13,120. 13,120, that is $1.75 per hour. Standard rate or budgeted rate, whatever you want to call it, is equal to $1.75. Agreed, everybody? So into 1.75. So this will give me how much? 12,600 minus 13,120 into 1.75. That is 910 adverse. Okay. Then coming to the efficiency part. Okay, here comes a small problem. Efficiency, please check. We produced how many units? 6,460 units. Each unit was supposed to take 2 hours. So how many, what is the actual standard hours? Standard hours need to be calculated as 6,460 into 2 hours per unit. Minus actual hours that we took is 12,600 labor hours into the standard rate of 1.75. Okay, that means standard hours is how much? 6,460 into 2, that is 12,920 minus 12,600. That means we got 320 hours into 1.75 favorable. We spent less number of hours than what is required. 1.75, that is 560 favorable variance. Okay, if I add these two, 560 minus 910, that is 350. So my absorption, over absorption or under absorption is going to be $350 adverse. Okay, so the total fixed overheads variance will be 1240 minus 1240 plus 350, that is 1590 adverse variance. What's happening? Yeah, I was just checking. That's test your understanding 5. Did we do any boo-boo in the answer? I don't know. I'm clueless, but let's check. I might have done some plus or minus symbols getting changed or something like that. I could have done that. That's fine. Oh my God, just give me the answers already. Where are the answers? Oh, are you shitting me or what? Here we have. Okay. Fixed overhead absorption rate. First we calculated 1.75. Okay, let's check step by step. 1.75, agreed. Okay, next one is fixed overhead expenditure variance. Budgeted fixed overheads is 1240 adverse. Okay, here we got 1240 adverse, so fine till there. Next one, fixed overhead expenditure with 3-line method. What is 3-line method and all? I don't care about all that. Okay, fixed overhead capacity variance is 520 adverse. Capacity variance is 520. Yeah. Budgeted hours 2 hours into, yeah, 13,120. Actual hours 12,600. Yeah. Oh, this is hours. 520 hours. अरे यार पागल लोग है, 520 hours लिखना था यहाँ पे. Okay, so it is $9-10. Okay, we got $9-10 adverse over there, and then this is $560 favorable. $560 favorable we got. Then overhead volume variance is total $350 adverse. $350 adverse. Okay, and then the total is 1590. They did not write the total variance, but that's fine. Okay, did everybody understand this question or not, sir? Very quickly, please confirm. Oh, I did not make any boo-boos. All the answers are right. Shabash, shabash. Good. Okay, now let me show you one simple explanation that is very important for your calculation purpose. Volume variance, right? This is what this is, volume variance. Okay, first tell me what is the difference in the volume. What is the difference in the volume? You expected 6560 units to be produced, but you spent only 6460 units, correct? So there is an adverse volume of 100. You are supposed to produce 6560, but you produced only 6460. 100 units you produced less. Each unit is going to take 2 hours. Each hour absorption rate is 1.75. Calculate this total. 100 into 2 into 1.75. $350. That is your volume variance. You are now able to understand the concept. You are able to comprehend the concept into the numbers, visualize it properly, I hope. Okay, chalo. Now next, moving on to our next basic variance, that is the sales variance. Yes, I know there is only 6 minutes left, but it's not a big deal. Okay, now coming to the sales variance. What, why did it go to, oh my god. Okay, now sir, coming to the sales variance, there is this absolutely amazing concept where 99% of the students will do wrong. That is, you know, they use their common sense and they say that, sir, based on our existing common sense part, we will do the difference. The sales, total sales difference can be because of 2 reasons, sir. What are those 2 reasons? I'll ask, and then you will be like, sir, one is the quantity of sales and the other one is the rate of sales, sir. So you will say that quantity, sales volume variance will be there, and sales price variance will be there. And the volume variance is nothing but budgeted quantity minus actual quantity into the standard price, and the price variance is standard price minus actual price into the actual quantity, sir. This is what your common sense will tell you, ma. Yes or no? Yes, this is what our common sense should say. Budgeted quantity into standard, budgeted quantity and actual quantity minus, sorry, the difference into the standard price, and actual quantity, sorry, standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. That's absolutely wrong, guys. That's 100%, 100% wrong. So please pay attention here. See, your price variance is absolutely correct, ma. Price variance is absolutely correct. Standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. This is absolutely right. You can check here. Actual quantity into standard price and actual price got differences. But sir, use your common sense, ma. If standard price is $10 and you sold it for $12, is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? Favorable or unfavorable? Standard price is 10. You sold it for 12. This is actually favorable, right? So just to make sense, just so that it makes sense, what I'll do is I'll write actual price minus standard price here. Okay, so that positive value can be a favorable variance, negative value can be an unfavorable variance. So this is what I told you at the beginning of the chapter. Don't by heart standard minus actual, actual minus standard. Because here what we are doing, see, look at this here, standard minus actual, standard minus actual, standard minus actual, standard minus actual. Here, actual minus standard we are doing. So that's what you need to understand, because whether they are revenue items or cost items, accordingly the difference will be there. So just use your logic, what is good or what is bad. So now coming to the last and final Diwali blast, bombarding blast. स्टैंडर्ड प्राइस नहीं, स्टैंडर्ड मार्जिन लेना है. Sir, why, sir? Why? Common sense, ma. Common sense. Sir, here if you take standard price, na, that means you are basically considering the entire differences of cost and profit. But you have already split the entire cost part separately, na. तो यहाँ पे फिर से cost नहीं आना है. So that's why I'm just going to multiply with the margin. Already the cost element, sir. Cost plus profit is what? Sales price. Cost plus profit is sales price. You already segregated the entire cost related variance and separated it aside. Then how can you take the price here? If you take the price here, you are doing the cost variances 2 times. Here also you did cost calculations. Here also you are including cost calculation. We should not do that. That is why volume variance will not be multiplied by the standard price, but with the standard margin. So this logic you will not find in books, and some 90% faculties also will not be able to explain you clearly. But cost variances, we have already separated it and kept it aside. So our volume variance sales related should only be the margin. Otherwise, if you take sales price, then again you are doing cost 2 times. Should not do that. Double variances you will get. Now, what is margin, sir? If you are using marginal costing system, contribution is the margin. If you are using absorption or ABC, profit per unit is the margin. If you are using marginal, contribution. If you are using ABC, profit. ABC or absorption, profit. I hope everything is clear for you guys now. Look at the sales variances. See, actual quantity, budgeted quantity, standard margin has to be considered. And if it is you are using marginal costing, contribution per unit. If you are using absorption costing, profit per unit has to be taken. Okay. So that brings us to the end of all the basic variances. Now let's go on to the mixed variances in the next video. Advanced variances in the next lecture, next part of the today's lectures. Then why take AP minus SP for price variance? That's just the price difference, ma. What were you supposed to sell for? What did you sell for? Standard price is split, not the actual price and all. Actual price, so we can manipulate it according to the market situations. Now,